Back here now at 9:55 on Live Impact News. We know Labor Day is almost here, but before we fire up the grill, it is worth asking if we're actually ready for what storm season can throw us. We are in the middle of hurricane season still. So joining us now is Janice Mukia, Senior Public Information Specialist with Charlotte Stormwater Services. That's a mouthful, Janice. But we do want to stay ready for severe weather, and this is an important campaign from the city of Charlotte, and so we're going to bring you the special series for the next few weeks. But today we start with storm preparedness. Janice, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so let's talk about what we're in the middle of, right? Hurricane season. These storms we're seeing every afternoon. They're spotty, potentially dangerous. Flooding, one of the biggest threats for the Charlotte area. So what should homeowners be doing right now to protect their property?
Yeah, you're absolutely right that flooding is one of the biggest threats from in our Charlotte-Mecklenburg area. So we definitely urge our residents just to plan ahead, to know your risk and stay prepared, because it only takes one storm, as we all say.
Right.
So, understand your risk. What does that mean?
Yeah.
We have a lot of resources on stormwater.charmec.org. Go and click on the 3D flood zone map. You can put in your address, and you'll see what is the risk of flooding in your area. So that's part of the preparing in advance. Mm-hmm. Also, it's a great idea to get flood insurance, and that's something that we would encourage our residents to do. The flood insurance, I know that the regular flood insurance does not cover flooding, but in terms of getting insurance to cover flood, go to the National Flood Insurance Program. They have a they have a good program there. So we'll talk more about that probably. And then I would definitely recommend our residents to sign up for Charmec Alerts, so that you can stay prepared and informed about any risks in your area.
Yeah, those Charlotte Mech alerts are not automatic, right?
Yes, you have to sign up for that. So go to our website. We have the link. It's Charmec 311. You just click on that and you sign up for those alerts.
And then when something does happen in your area, what will happen if you're signed up for these alerts?
You get a notification, especially if there's a severe weather in your area. Even before, if it's coming through, you'll get those notifications in your, whatever way you've signed up, most likely through your phone, and you'll see if your area is in, it has a susceptibility to flood. So that's something to look out for.
So, without going into specifics, because you have to actually put your home address into the area of where you're going to find yourself in a flood zone, right?
Yes.
So explain, kind of in general terms, what these flood zones are like.
Yeah, so there are areas that are, there are different flood zones. Places that are by a waterway, for example, that would be at high risk for flooding. And then there are other areas as well, more inland. As we have seen in the Charlotte area, you don't have to live in near a waterfront. There is localized flooding as well, even if you do not live by the water. So just putting in your address, you will know what is your chances of flooding and what kind of threats you might be exposed to.
Yeah, like James not too long ago was, we had that, not a surprise storm, right, James? But you were kind of, not inland, where are you? We're grabbing mics, we're doing the thing,
There we go.
on the fly.
I was behind Park Road Shopping Center. So is that Little Sugar
Center.
Creek, where they reclaimed homes a couple years ago? City did the buyback
Yes.
program. The Greenway
Okay.
was flooding out. But yeah, we were watching that flash flooding.
But that was a surprise.
I think it was a overachiever. Yeah,
Yeah.
is how I would describe
Yeah.
it. And I have some video here. This is not that same day, Jane, but just
Oh, okay, but
just
just
flood
flooding.
video in general,
Flooding.
right? These areas that as the creeks come up, kind of the water
Ooh.
encroaches, right?
Yeah. We talk all the time about, hurricane, the list of hurricanes or probability of hurricane season, that it could be low, that we won't get many storms in our area. But like our weather folks say, it only takes one. It only takes one. So you should be prepared because that damage is real. What are some of the insurance policies you were talking about there, Janice? What should we be thinking about?
Yes, so as I said, that the regular insurance does not cover flooding, but in Charlotte-Mecklenburg, we are a Class 2 community. It's which means that residents can avail of this National Flood Insurance Program, which is a FEMA program, and they can apply for that program to get covered for any flooding damages to their property.
Okay.
There is one thing that our residents have to remember is there's a 30-day waiting period on that. So if you apply for that, just make sure that, just know that it will only be covered in 30 days, after 30 days.
Okay, so you can't just think, oh, there's a hurricane coming, let me get flood insurance, right?
Yes, as long as you do it 30 days in advance,
Right.
you're good.
Okay. Let's talk about a Go kit, because if severe weather were to hit, I know we have Go kits as journalists, that we need to be on the go real quick. And just as it sounds, what do you want to have in that bag?
Yeah, sure. So you can't control the weather. You just can't. But you can control how you prepare for that. And having an emergency kit is absolutely necessary and a great idea for any household. Some of the items that you could include could be non-perishable food items. We recommend, if you can, at least a 3-day supply. Water, just the essentials. Even if you have some vulnerable people in your family, maybe medications, important documents, and take care of your pets as well. Make sure you have pet food supplies, you have water for them. You could lose power, so make sure that you have flashlights and batteries. Also, we would recommend you to have an analog radio where you could get all these emergency alerts. And for me personally, I would like a little fuzzy thing like a blanket or something like that.
Yes.
So, you feel a little bit comforted during these storms.
Yeah.
We have a whole list of resources that's listed on our website, stormwater.charmec.org. Also, the city has the website, of course. You can go to, I'm sorry, I forgot. Okay.
Which one?
It's cltgov.me/stay ready. So this is part of our awareness campaign to get our residents ready. Definitely head on to stormwater.charmec.org and also the city's website, but there's cltgov.me/stay ready.
We have so many resources out there. It's
Yes.
No reason to not be prepared. So then, speaking of stormwater services, how do you guys prepare for an event like this or before a big storm rolls in?
Oh, yeah. So preparedness is not so much about an isolated storm that rolls through. It's a year-round effort that's aimed at reducing impacts from flood or severe weather. In stormwater services, we regularly monitor rainfall and creek levels through our flood information notification system. So what that is the system includes rain gauges and stream gauges that are equipped to send warning to emergency responders. So before the severe weather strikes, crews also inspect some of these vulnerable spots that are prone to flooding. And we also coordinate with with other city departments like the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Emergency Management Services and other city and county agencies to share information and resources so that we can have a coordinated emergency response. So, the goal is to identify problems early, reduce risks of flooding, and make sure that our residents are safe and prepared.
I mean, and that is what it's about, to stay ready. We want to end summer safely, move on to the next season, stay that way, because hurricane season does last until November 1st, James? All right, so we appreciate Janice coming in from Stormwater Services, and thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me, and definitely I would want our residents to plan, prepare ahead, and hopefully we'll get through this summer safe.
We will with your help. Appreciate you coming in and helping us stay prepared.